Well, hello, and thank you for stopping by. This is Sandra Alexei. I'm a spiritual and business coach. I am an astrologer and a numerologist and an author. I do hope you enjoy and find something that resonates for you today as I'm sharing I'm sharing a planetary energy report for November. We're just about finishing November, and this is one powerful, powerful, intense month. I would appreciate it if you would like, and if you would comment and you subscribe. And if you want to check my website, if you go underneath into the show me part, and there's my link, it's mypersonalmuse.com. And so it's very exciting. We've got one big month that's happening. Hey, I'm sure you all feel it. It's in the air right now, especially with a lot of the politics. Okay. Now, I have a Facebook page, and what I do is I post this on a Facebook page, and a lot of people like to go and print it off. So then they actually have the written part, so they know the different dates when different things are going to be happening. So just a suggestion. Today is wowzer. Let's rise above the chaos with this major energetic shift alert. So what's happening is the different planets are moving, and I'm going to talk to you about that. The neat thing is if you actually have your natal astrology chart and you understand about the different houses and how anytime a planet moves or the moon moves, depending on the degree, it will be in a particular house. And that shows you the different area of your life that there's going to be things that are changing. Okay. And I've actually started doing some courses on that. I've done some already. So now, the mysterious and potent season of Scorpio, searching for deep spiritual truths. And right, today is Happy Halloween. And then we have and then we have Diwali, and then we're going to have the powerful moon. So it's very intense. Okay. So November 1st, 2024, we embrace a new moon at 9 degrees of Scorpio. As we shed the old skin, we create a new set of intentions, and Saturn supports it, which is really good. So it's almost like a snake that sheds its skin. Check your personal natal chart to see where this moon and the different planets in specific degrees visit the specific house or houses in your natal chart. With this potent new moon, it's all about fresh starts, new beginnings, matters relating to intimacy, control, power, money, and sharing will be a strong focus in the period ahead. It's a great time for working on your self-mastery skills. We've been through a lot this year, a lot for a few years. It's time to be honest with yourself, okay, as you can explore what's missing. This is about you. So what's missing in your life that leads you to engage in any destructive behaviors? So it's time to look into your soul and examine your behaviors, your attitudes, your thought patterns, your emotions, and typical addictive behaviors, such as overworrying, overworking, anxiety, overeating, insecurities, smoking, drinking. So it's an excellent time with this potent new moon to set new intentions and goals. So you can plant the new seeds. You might want to shift these behaviors. The power of Scorpio, ruled by Mars and Pluto, will give you the impetus to do it. So at this particular moon, it's all about changing. And if you decide to change, it will happen because Saturn is really supporting this. Wow. This is one powerful time span as now Mars, the planet of action, sex, anger, and courage, which rules over passion and ambition, enters bold Leo, shining brightly on November 3rd at 0 degrees of Leo. You are ready to step into the spotlight. The spark of creativity and boldness is ignited. Now, then Mars goes retrograde on Friday, December the 6th at 6 degrees of Leo until January the 7th of 2025, when it moves to 0 degrees of Cancer, still retrograde, finally going direct on February 25 at 17 degrees of Cancer. So any planet that is retrograde, it kind of goes within, is not kind of moving forward. And what it is, it's a time to stop. It's a time to re-edit, to look over different things, okay? And so as we go inward and reassess, we are recalibrating and basically taking stock of what's our energy like? Do we have good energy? Are we tired? What's our anger like? Do we get angry? Do we get frustrated? Do we have any passions? What's our ambitions and sex life? A time of clarity and support for your momentum to what your ultimate goals and visions is. It's time to so you'll clarify it. You're going to clarify and say, you know, this is really making me think you have all this time right through until February of 2025, because it goes through it. Mars is retrograde in Leo first, then it goes into Cancer, then it finally goes direct. So you have time. So clarify and support your momentum. What do you really want? What's your ultimate goal and your ultimate vision? The big game changer, though, we'd say the big kahuna, is on November 20th at 2024, and one of the most important ingresses of the year, if not the decade, is when Pluto enters Aquarius at 0 degrees, which is a critical degree. Wow, such a powerful transition as the planet Uranus rules Aquarius. So we move from the deconstruction of societal structure and tradition, which was when it was in Capricorn since 2008, to the new era. Wow. And my new book is about this awakening to the soul with the shift into the Aquarian energy. So it's called the Age of Enlightenment. So it's a higher consciousness, and collective, which is the populist movement of ideals. So it's about the we as opposed to the me. Pluto changes once every 20 years on average, and it will be in Aquarius until 2044. Collectively and personally, society will see unprecedented change, and I'm sure you all feel it. Well, we know it has to change. Now we will feel time is speeding up, okay, with all the changes as a record 5 planets change sign. It's going to be the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and of course, Pluto. So November 3rd, now this is Mercury, leaves Scorpio and moves to 0 degrees of Sagittarius. Then it goes retrograde on November 26, 2024 at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. Finally going direct on December 15th at 6 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury seeks meanings. It's about communication. And it's Sagittarius. It likes the big picture, okay, of truth. Details also are very important. Mercury in Sag, with the ruler being Jupiter, is expansive and is the story weaver of the zodiac, and it creates a larger narrative of possibilities and adventures. So I'm saying, make sure to discern whatever you're getting involved in. Make sure and look over everything and be discerning. Details, the devil's in the details. Now, wow, Mars and Pluto, now this is a big one, are in opposition for a record-breaking 6 months. As Mars continues to confront Pluto, it shifts into Aquarius on November 20th until 2024. So expect major changes personally and collectively in the news, revelations, and developments. Now, guess what we have? Okay, we actually have on November the 5th, before that, we're going to have the U.S. election. Also before that is November 11th, Venus moves to 0 degrees of Capricorn. So with Venus being about beauty, worth, and what we value, as we become more discerning, okay, because Venus is in Capricorn and it likes clarity and it's very intentionable. what we really want. So our standards are raised. Interesting, once you have identified your priorities, you will attract that into your lives. Wow, November 15th. We have a beautiful full moon at 24 degrees of Taurus. And I will have a separate post and video on that. Very powerful. It's unpredictable. Usually Taurus is predictable because it's an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus. But this one is a bit unpredictable because it is conjunct Uranus at 25 degrees. So this full moon invites you to embrace change, Uranus, and align with your intuition for greater clarity. Listen to yourself. Okay. And then on November the 16th, Saturn turns direct at 12 degrees of Pisces, which expands forward movement. So any projects can now go ahead. But let's go back to the full moon. You can see this full moon at 24 degrees. You can look at it now if you've got your chart. Find out where Taurus is and make sure you know the degree. Because with this Uranus, this is very important. Okay. You're going to have expect sudden breakthroughs and sudden realizations, inviting new possibilities in your life that are aligned with your higher purpose. It's just like you get up one day and it was like, did I dream that, or did I get a message, or did I get a download? I need to look at this, so synchronicity will come into effect. Okay, so check out the area of what house this potent full moon is shining in its light to see. We experience supportive aspects with the full moon to Pluto and Capricorn and Neptune and Pisces, creating inspired possibility. That's why it's so powerful. So again, where's Taurus in your chart? And make sure it's within that 24 degrees as to what house. That particular house will tell you what it's all about. For me, I have Taurus in my 11th house, so it's wishes and hopes and dreams and working with the public, and I'm having a new book come out. Okay. So November 16th, again, Saturn turns direct, Pisces. So now we can actually go ahead. Saturn is called the great teacher, as it teaches us about life, and no other planet can reward as deeply. Saturn always gets a bad rap. And I say Saturn is what gets things done, number one. And also Saturn gives you the reward. So as Saturn goes direct, we are supported in resolving past issues or emotional, which is Pisces, blocks that we become aware of during its retrograde period. One big thing, setting healthy emotional boundaries, which means trusting and acting in alignment with your true feeling and taking responsibility for our emotions rather than reacting. What do? We respond. Okay. And so what you become is you become your own witness. Okay. Or you observe yourself when you're in conversation and you'll feel you're starting to get agitated. Okay. Then on November 19th of 2024, that's when Pluto moves to 0 degrees of Aquarius until 2024. A 2-decade journey through Aquarius. It's all about, this is I love this one. Transformation, which is Pluto. And Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus. It's a higher consciousness. So I sense some new enlightenment age of Aquarian higher consciousness. It's time to set an intention for the next couple of decades. Now, November 21st, the sun moves to 0 degrees of Sagittarius, which is ruled by the planet Jupiter. So energies of inspiration, enthusiasm are restored as we get closer to Christmas and other December celebrations. The Sagittarius season is a great time to enjoy life's experience and prepare for what the end of the year will bring. Now, November 22nd, the sun moves to 0 degrees of Sagittarius. November 22nd, right. And then November 26th, Mercury goes retrograde at 22 degrees of Sagittarius, and Mercury stays retrograde until December 16th, when it stations at 6 degrees of Sag. Now, Sagittarius is current with long-term goals. So it's the perfect time just before we're getting into 2025 to start reviewing your goals, adjusting them to better align with our true vision and values. Prepare to create our new year, to create your new year 2025 intentions. So this is all about the Planetary Weather Report. I hope you have found something that resonates with you. And I'm going to be doing classes, and I'm going to have a special sale on, it'll be on my website, or it'll be on my Facebook for readings, because with all the big changes, a lot of people are thinking, what's going to happen in 2025? Because we've been through this process since December of 2020 was bad, but 2008 is when Pluto moved. And the only reason I know it so well is I'm a Capricorn, so it was really on my whole being. So anyway, much blessings, much love, and I do hope that you got something out of it. And take care.